Namaskar, Salam, Sat Shri Akal, good morning. Dear students, welcome to this class of mine as usual. In this part 2 on spotting errors in sentences, I will make you familiar with another set of new sentences containing different kinds of errors. These sentences have neither been taken from any sample paper or sample papers, nor have they been taken from previous year's question papers. These sentences are altogether new. They will guide you how to spot different kinds of errors in sentences. But I will always keep guiding you that you must have a good knowledge of grammar to spot errors in sentences. If your grammar is good, it will be very easy for you to detect any kind of error in any given sentence. Before I begin with these new sentences, please subscribe the channel. Let us go through a sentence. There was no raid, no one was interrogated, no arrest was made, only summons were issued. Let us try to spot an error in this sentence. You will have to check each part of the given sentence. In this sentence, let us take part A. There was no raid. Correct. There is nothing wrong in A part. Part B, no one was interrogated. This is correct, passive voice, nothing wrong. Take C part, no arrest was made. This is also correct, passive voice, correct. So it means the error lies in part D. Let us try to spot that error. Only summons were issued. In place of were, we will use was. Was. Summons is a noun. It is a legal order to call somebody to appear in court. Summon is a verb. It means to give a call, to convene a meeting. But here, summons, it has been used as a noun. This is singular in nature, so you will take was. This is very important to note. Some students see this as and they think that the subject is plural and they take are or were. This is incorrect. Summons is always singular in nature. Let us take another sentence. According to local residents, the initial signs of subsidence had appeared last year, but the situation had aggravated enormously this year. Let us try to spot an error where it lies. Take part A. According to local residents, very simple, there is nothing wrong in part A. Part B, The initial signs of subsidence had appeared last year. This is correct. Past perfect tense has been used here. Take part C. But the situation had aggravated enormously this year. Apparently, the error is present in part C. Which that error is? We should not use past perfect tense again. So, had will not come. The second part will come in simple past tense. In using past perfect tense, students make mistakes. When there are two events or there are two actions, in the first event you should use past perfect, in the second event you should use simple past. So, the same rule applies here. This part is talking about last year. This is event number 1. So, in this part, B part, we will use past perfect tense. In C part, we will not repeat past perfect. We will use simple past tense. Let us take this sentence. One resident was injured in the village and at least 4 houses and a school was damaged in the earthquake yesterday. Let us try to find out which part of this sentence contains an error. Take part A. One resident was injured. Part A is correct. Take part B. In the village and at least. Very easy. It needs no correction. Take part C. 4 houses and a school was. This part contains an error. Which error it is? In place of was, you will take were. Why you will take were? Let me tell you. Because the subject is plural. 4 houses and a school. 4 houses and a school. Because 2 nouns are joined by a conjunction and. So, the subject is plural, you will take were, not was. D part is correct, damaged in the earthquake yesterday. So, this is the way you must try to check each part of the given sentence to spot an error present there. Let us go through another sentence. Among those who filed the complaint are staff and representatives of minors that were present at the chaotic site. Let us try to find out which part of the sentence carries an error. Take part A. Among those who filed. This is correct because this antecedent, this is your relative pronoun. This relationship between antecedent and relative pronoun is correct. So, this part is correct. Take part B. The complaint are staff and. This is also correct. R we have taken because the subject is plural. Now take part C. Representatives of minors that. There is a mistake here. The mistake is that of a relative pronoun. We should not use that here. This is wrong. We should use who. Because the antecedent is staff and representatives of minors. This is why we will take who. D part is correct. This is the way you will always try to spot an error. Take another sentence. She battled her eyelashes and flashed a teeth smile for the cameras at the party. Let us try to find out which part of this sentence contains an error. Take part A. She battled her eyelashes. Perfect, nothing wrong. Subject verb agreement is clear. Possessive pronoun according to she, her is okay. Take part B. And flashed a teeth smile. There is an error in this part. The error is a tricky one. Some students may find it very difficult to spot that error. Some of you may start scratching your heads also. Let me tell you what error there is. It should be toothy in place of teeth. Toothy. You will use adjective here, not teeth. Teeth is a noun. In place of teeth, you should use toothy. So this was the error. C part is correct. So this is the way you should always try to detect an error in the given sentence. Let us take this sentence now. Increasing the fraction of India's population that trains in science and technology are the essential first step. Let us try to find out which part of this sentence contains an error. Part A. Increasing the fraction of India's population. This is correct. Part B. That trains in science and technology are. There is a mistake in this part. In place of are, we should use is. Is. Because the subject is singular in nature. The subject is increasing the fraction of India's population, and this is your subject verb. So you will take is in place of are. Some students may do this mistake. They will see science and technology. They will think that two nouns have been joined with conjunction and, so it should be are. No, this is wrong. The correct subject verb agreement is increasing the fraction of India's population, then you will take is. There is another sentence. The findings will help the police for fixing key pieces of evidence in the gruesome murder case. Let us try to find out which part of this sentence contains an error. Part A, the findings will help. This is okay. Modal verb is correct here, will. Take part B, the police for fixing. There is a mistake in this part. We should use preposition in place of preposition for. The police in fixing. The police in fixing key pieces of evidence in the gruesome murder case. So, in this sentence, there was a mistake of preposition. The next sentence is, the armed forces will not only defend every inch of our motherland, but will also take the fight back to the enemy. Let us try to find out which part of the sentence contains an error. Take part A. The armed forces will not only, simple future tense has been used here, subject verb agreement is very much there, so nothing wrong. Take part B, defend every inch of our motherland. This is also correct, but possessive pronoun are may create a confusion in the minds of some students. They may think that it should be there in place of are because the subject is the armed forces. But here motherland belongs to both the armed forces and us. So, in that respect, this possessive pronoun are is correct. There is a serious mistake somewhere else. You have to find out that mistake. Take part C, but will also take. There is a mistake in part C. We should not take will again. This will not come, but also take the fight back to the enemy. D part is correct. So, there is a mistake in part C. There is another sentence. The Navy has been arguing it needed 3 floating airfields to boost its sea control and power projection capabilities. Let us try to find out which part of the sentence contains an error. Take part A. The Navy has been arguing. Subject verb agreement is very much there. Subject verb agreement, present perfect continuous, this is okay. Take part B. It needed 3 floating airfields. There is a mistake in part B. We should take needs in place of needed. It should be needs, because this is in present tense, so it should also be in present tense. So, in place of needed, we will use needs. 3 floating airfields to boost its sea control, this is correct, and power projection capability, this is other parts are correct. Let us go through this sentence. I liked his down to earth nature. He loved that I had a busy career, and we agreed there will be no time for fights. Let us find out which part of this sentence contains an error. Part A, I liked his down to earth nature. Simple past tense has been used here, so this is correct. Part B, he loved that I had a busy career. Again, simple past tense has been used. There is nothing wrong in part B also. Take part C, and we agreed. Nothing wrong. Sequence of tenses has been maintained. Now it has become clear that part D carries a mistake. There will be no time for fights. What is the mistake in this part? The error is that of will. We should not use will here, we should use would. You have to maintain the sequence of tenses. In part A, like this is simple past tense, this again shows simple past tense, this shows past tense, this shows past tense. So, you will have to use the past tense of will, that is would. So, this was the correction. This is the way you should always try to detect an error in any given sentence. Dear students, while I was making you go through these sentences, you may have gathered an idea that it is very essential to have a good grammar. If your grammar is strong enough to spot an error in any given sentence, you will always find it very easy to solve such a kind of question in your English paper. You will never find any difficulty at all if your grammar is good. In part 3, I will bring another set of new sentences to make you familiar with other kinds of errors. Please do like and share this video. Don't forget to click the button subscribe. Press the bell icon on all to get updates. God bless you all.